Hi, my name is Benjamin Portnoy. I am the Director of Marketing for Local Search for Dentists, and here is Graig Presti, the CEO of Local Search for Dentists. And we are here in Graig's backyard talking about marketing. And this is obviously a very important topic to both of us. You are a terrific marketer.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. And so we have some fairly strong opinions about marketing, what it is, and what people think it is. Let's talk about this a little bit.
Sure.
So, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I think when we're talking about marketing, I think it's something that, is a buzzword that people look at as like, oh, well, you need to get your name out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you need to market, right? And that's sort of like we say it at the coffee shop or we say it at a cocktail party, and it's this thing that floats above our heads that we can't really grab, and it sounds good, but we don't really know what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of this thing that's in the ether, and I think when it comes to marketing for me, and I do have strong opinions about it, I think marketing first and foremost is something that you do to attract people to your business that you can do repeatedly, and you can also track.
Yeah.
Right? Those two things are critical, right? I think a lot of dentists that we talk to get a bad taste in their mouth with marketing because they treat it like a shotgun approach, right? They will 1 month go out and spend, a decent amount of money on whatever it is that they're doing, maybe, web stuff, direct mail, or whatever, and boom, they fire off the gun, and they might get a small bit of progress in terms of actual, new patient numbers or success, and then it disappears. And then it's this episodic type thing that doesn't consistently run like a machine.
Yeah.
To me, that shotgun approach, that's not marketing. To me, that's a promotion, right? That's something that is episodic in nature, does have value from time to time, but it isn't marketing. And that's where I find the sort of the critical mistake of that is then that puts a bad taste in your mouth. So you do one of two things. You either A, stop doing anything altogether, which is awful.
Right.
Or you start to do that regularly, that episodic thing, maybe every 4 months you might do something that's episodic, and that just does this to your business. It's just a roller coaster, and that's something that you want to avoid.
I think you really hit on something at the beginning of what you were just saying, which is that a critical part of marketing is being able to track what it is you're doing.
Right.
If you put a billboard on the highway, you may have 1 million people a month see it. But how do you know those people are your potential clients and customers? One of the biggest mistakes that people make is thinking that their service is right for everybody under the sun, 0 to 100 years old, male and female. And with dentistry, obviously it's a wider net than something that's a little more niche specific. But speaking of niches, we were recently talking about that. Not everybody is an Invisalign candidate. Not everybody is a veneers candidate.
Right.
And so really knowing your market and knowing what you're putting out there, that you can track what's working and what's not. Now, that was a little bit all over the place.
Yeah, well, majority are not going to choose you.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's okay.
That's the point.
You have to pull your ego out of this.
Right.
And that's really hard to do when it's your business.
Right. Yeah, you think everyone should love you and like you. But I think if you look at it like that, with back to your billboard point, is if you think about that, you put a billboard on there, right? You should have specific ways to track that billboard or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now, just so we're clear, for the record, having the front desk person ask, how did you hear about us, or having it on your intake form, how'd you find us, that's not what we're talking about here. That's actually not tracking whatsoever. Because unfortunately, the data tells us that upwards of 83% of people either don't remember or don't care to tell you. And I know I'll go to a place of business and you buy furniture or whatever. Oh, how'd you hear about us? Half the time I don't remember, and if I do remember, majority of the time I think I make it up.
And behind that is the old adage where people say, in order for somebody to actually consider you and talk to you, you have to touch them 6 or 7 times.
Sure.
And so if you have hit somebody through a newspaper ad, a billboard, a direct mail piece, all of these things, they don't remember the first time they found you.
That's right. And I think that, we deal with that in our business where, we're in a lot of industry trade journals, right? We're in almost all of them. In terms of our advertising, our company and things like that. And there's an instance where someone might come to us through Dental Economics magazine, but then they also read Dental Products Report, and and they're touched multiple different times. Now, if we had our front desk woman ask, how did they hear about us? They may only remember Dental Economics.
Right.
But there were other vehicles that do that. And that's where the tracking is imperative. And I say, I hear it all the time that, we ask at the front desk and we haven't gotten any patients from the internet, or we haven't gotten any patients from that billboard or that direct mail piece. We need something that is unbiased and not human. Because humans make errors. Yeah. We want specific, critical things. So a couple of things that we do with our clients, and I recommend everyone watching institute in their business is using a phone tracking line. I mean, a specific phone tracking line for each specific piece of marketing that you're doing, right? If you're going to put that billboard up there, or you're going to do a Google ad, or you're going to work with us, we have a dedicated tracking line for each one of those things, so we know, that billboard got 15 phone calls last week. That Google ad got 25 phone calls, and you have each number tracking each thing specifically. Having different analytics and impressions and clicks and what people are really looking for on the web specifically to the different activities. That is immovable. Those are things that are absolutely, without question, valid. And those are the things where, a phone tracking line is like the biggest no-brainer thing you could physically be doing.
Yeah, and if you want to take it a step further, it's not just phone calls, but of those phone calls, how many of those Google ad phone calls converted into patients? And then what's the average lifetime value of those patients?
Right, yeah, you could get real deep on that. And I think that's important because we see it in our business and we see it with our clients is certain medias have certain advantages over others, right? Better patients come from different medias in different ways. Yeah. And, to be honest with you, we see a lot of high quality patients coming from direct mail activity that is from a practice's current database of either unconverted patients or existing patients. I mean, that's just money just sitting in your practice that, you're not otherwise exercising. So, we sell a 12-month marketing calendar, right? That allows our clients to send out direct mail pieces every single month for a special occasion on that month to the existing customers that you have. And, it's sort of like a dental ATM because it's something that they can run every single month. And if you don't have some sort of marketing calendar for you, a 12-month calendar where you should be sending something out every single month, whether it's a newsletter or an offer, end of the year campaigns, Valentine's campaigns, all those things you should be doing consistently every single month because there are people on your database list who are just sitting there who want to accept treatment or want to come in for a particular thing. You're just not in front of them. Yeah. And, and that's something that I think, back to our previous point of not being episodic with marketing, having a calendar set in place that every single year, like clockwork, we know we're running our Valentine's Day special and it will most likely bring in X number of dollars, and we're going to track the heck out of it with a phone tracking and dedicated website address or something like that. That's something that is critical.